Hi, my name's Keith and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to make you a video. I'm out and about, so yeah, I thought this was a good time to talk about this topic because this might save some of you. And this might help you understand what really happens to some of your enemies who really betray you, people who backstab you, people who steal, people who cheat, people who lie, people who do the worst of things. You want to know what happens to them? This is a little sneak peek, and this is actually what happens to them. But they lose their angels, their protections drop. When you do wrong by God, you have to pay by God. So what happens when you do wrong? What happens when you break the 10 Commandments? What happens? And make sure you look up the 10 Commandments online. It doesn't matter the order in particular for understanding them, but in some references it does. I'm not a biblical scholar yet, but I'm on my way there. So what happens when you do wrong? So when you covet, when you steal, when you bear false witness, when you hopefully not doing other things to people, but when you do really wrong, your protections drop. This is the fastest way to lose your protections. I'll probably title this video that, but the fastest way to lose your protections is by doing wrong. You will have a feeling when someone's doing something wrong to you. On the full contrary, when you feel like someone's doing something wrong to you, their protections drop. So what do we do? If you have no control over it, simply hand it to God, because the person gets demolished by their karma. Let me start off right now by talking about people who say, well, I see them living their best lives and they don't get their karma. You don't live with them, so whatever they're posting on social media is smoke and mirrors. These people who are living the absolute worst will post the absolute best, because that's what you think it is. All these people and yes, I'm in a parking lot right now. So all these people who are posting, this is their best lives. Do you know what they're actually going through? Do you know what these people are actually going through? They're getting basically hit and demolished by their karma, destroyed by their karma, brought to utter chaos and destruction, so that order is to come, and these people are not learning from it, so it gets worse and worse, and you're wondering what's going on with these people and why they're living such good lives. Like, they're posting, they're in Bahamas on Instagram. You didn't see what happened between them traveling to Bahamas. Anyone essentially can travel to Bahamas if they really tried. Anyone who's bad, anyone who's good. Do you think only good people are the ones who travel or who go on vacation? No, bad people can go on vacation, but it doesn't mean they're in debt. It doesn't mean they're not in debt. It doesn't mean that they're not getting stuck. You should see what happens to these people who travel around when they do really, really bad things. These people, because I'm not just comforting you guys, I'm saying the absolute truth. So what happened to people who are really bad, people who are out and about living their best life, traveling around? They're getting hit by flight delays, or using the bathroom on the flight, their clothes are getting messed up, their luggage is getting stolen. Same thing what they're doing to people is happening to them. Let's just say for people who backstab other people when they're supposed to trust them, that person's health usually declines very, very soon after that person backstabs you. Their health declines. They age 100 times quicker. When I say 100 times quicker, you look at them in a year look at them from when they were a year ago. Let's just look at that. And they're probably already doing what they've already done. So you're like, okay, that makes sense. Look at their picture from 2019. You're like, wait, that's not even 10 years. And look how fast that person's aged. So they lose their protections, their angels. So that person, people who do really bad, your angels protect you from accidents left and right. You don't see it, but they definitely do. When you're trying to leave your house in a rush and you can't, it's because they're protecting you. So these people who do really badly with you, they're probably getting into accidents. They're getting their stuff stolen without them knowing it. They're getting taken advantage of, etc. But this is not for you to see. This is not for you to see. It happens behind the scenes. As soon as you stop paying attention to what happens to them, and guess what? Wealth obtained through God is wealth obtained through God. Wealth obtained through the devil is wealth obtained through the devil. One beats the other. One allows the other to exist. So when you have ungodly wealth, it's drained. It can be taken from you overnight. If you don't believe me, look what happens to some of these celebrities who've actually obtained their riches and wealth through the devil, okay? It disappears overnight. You might still know who they are, but everything they've ever worked for goes away, versus when you do it through God, what happens is it's protected by God. Who's above God? No one. So this is why you really don't worry. So no one's above God. These people who are, yeah, it's kind of hot out here. It just rained, but it's actually it's hot and dry, which is nice. But these people who are violating you spiritually, these people all have to pay a price. I'm not going to actually rip the napkin roll off. I was sponsored by Bounty. I have to make myself laugh sometimes, but but when these people are doing you wrong, don't take it personal. Just be like, okay, this person had to come across me to get their karma, and usually you guys don't even know it. What happens is you guys are actually past their blessings. So when someone establishes their energy upon you, their energies of blessings come off them. So their blessings literally are shaved off. They're shaved off. But energy can't not go anywhere. Energy doesn't, energy just flat out, and I might get out and walk around because I have a lot of energy, but energy doesn't go, it doesn't just disappear, it doesn't just evaporate, but what happens is energy has to go somewhere. So this person with all these blessings, usually the people around them are the people they're wronging, their blessings will actually go to. I'll give you an example. If you've hung out with someone who's really lucky in the casino, but they started doing all these really bad things like taking advantage of people, backstabbing people, stealing from people, their luck spills out. So it either goes to someone they're with, or if they're not with anyone, then the luck will spill to whoever they just wronged. So the people will get freakishly lucky even though they just got victimized by a person. So it's a weird combination. So that's why a lot of people notice when they get really wronged by someone, they have all these blessings come right after it. It's because whoever is wronging you you're getting whatever blessings that were meant for them. What does that mean? It's basically it's that person's blessings will go to who deserves them. It'll go to everyone who does, because you have to keep in mind blessings are an energy given by God. So what happens when someone doesn't deserve something? God will take their blessings and pass it to the next person who does. Usually the person who wrongs them, who's wronged by them, or the person who they wrong. There we go. The person that person wrongs, it has to energetically be paid for, so they're passing along their blessings. And some people might say, oh, I don't want their blessings. Well, if they're the world's luckiest person, now you just picked up on their luck. Maybe 5 other people did, and it's kind of dispersed, but that's exactly how it works. So the pain that you guys go through when people try to take advantage of you, people try to backstab you, when you're going through that pain, it's being paid for. It's being paid for. You don't see it, but you don't need to see it. When you get to the afterlife, it'll make a whole bunch more sense. But now let's talk about how to avoid your protections being dropped. You will know. You will 100% know. You will 100% know when you're about to do something wrong. Some people are so used to doing stuff wrong, but they just haven't hit the right person yet. So let me talk about that for a second, real quick. Why have people done so much wrong and not have gotten caught so far? Why is that? It's because a lot of people are not talking to God about that person specifically. They're not asking anything specific. Okay, Father in heaven, Lord Jesus Christ, can you please allow this person to never harm anyone ever again? No, people don't normally pray that. People say, and your angels are praying with you. People normally say, well, this person did me wrong. God, like, why me? Versus, can you make this right? And once you ask God to make it right, he makes it right. Like literally any inconvenience, whatever and any inconvenience that has happened to you is actually paid for. So like I said, you're compensated for it in the spiritual realm energetically. So these people backstabbing you, and the same thing applies. If you're someone who's backstabbing someone, or you're doing something really, really bad, and yes, I'm in my car. So okay, so, and yeah, there's people approaching. So the thing is, if anyone's doing anything bad to you, their blessings will go to you without you knowing it, because it's passed along. I don't know how many other examples I could use for that. Let's just say that person was very lucky in a love life, and now you're just attracting more people, and you think it's just pure coincidence when you truly didn't understand that it's being passed along, because energy has to have a place to go. Why do you think when you use black tourmaline, it sends negative energy back to people? It's because the energy just can't find a place to go, so it goes back to whoever sent it. Now, like I said, why don't these people get caught? Why do people do so much wrong for so long and just don't get caught and nothing happens to them? It's because, like I said, people are not asking God, hey God, can you please take care of this person? People sometimes don't trust in themselves enough to ask God, hey God, and hopefully you guys are not trusting in God. Always trust in the Most High God. He's taking care of everything you ask for. You won't be able to see it, though. You're not going to be able to see it. Sometimes you get to be able to see it just because it's interesting, but the real stuff happens when you don't see it. That's how it goes. That's why, like, surprises will happen to people. So how do you avoid this happening to you? How do you avoid any kind of, like, all this stuff that I just said happening to you? Because, like I said, people watching my videos, they're on the side of good, but there's always a chance that someone's not on the side of good watching my video, and this video is here to correct them. So if you're on the side of not doing correctly, your blessings will escape you, and it will go to them or whoever you're around. It will literally transmute, and you'll pick up on that person's karma. Let's just say, if that person is someone who didn't do anything wrong and they're a person of God, and you're trying to backstab them, if that person happens to go to God, and even in the end of Exodus and Leviticus in the Bible, certain things say if that person actually goes to God and they say something about whatever happened to them to God, it will be justified and it will be made right. The same thing applies. Now, you wronging someone, if that person goes to God, you're done. You're done. Like, who are you gonna go to? You're gonna go to God and be like, oh, well, I wronged this person. I just want to make sure I wrong this person. No, that doesn't happen. God will literally let people know, like, don't steal from this person. Don't lie to this person. Don't stab him in the back. Don't do this. He'll make it very clear. He'll have visions and signs and all these different things telling you, like, don't do this. So people cross a line. Same thing with, like, for example, cheating. You want to know what happens when people cheat? Maybe I should talk about this. That's what happens when people cheat. Well, their twin flames are eternally extinguished. You know how they have an eternal flame? You ever heard of the eternal flame? Well, the eternal flame goes out on them and you. So your twin flame never happens. So you're banished from that happening. So if you try to light your twin flame, it's like trying to light a wet candle. But what else happens to people who cheat? Well, their gift of, because there's different gifts you guys don't know about. Gifts of confidence, gifts of life force, gifts of passion, gifts of intimacy. All these gifts just get thrown out the window. So when someone cheats, they can't ever enjoy, and I'm saying that right now. People are like, I disagree. They can't ever enjoy a connection with someone ever again. It's not a fulfilling connection. They can try. They can definitely try, but it's not ever going to be there. And even when the second they start thinking it's there is when it disappears. Why is that? It's because it's their karma coming back to them. So how do you avoid any of that happening to you? You do right by God. You make sure you do right. So for the people on the other side of this, you have to understand, whenever someone does you wrong, whenever someone stabs you in the back, whenever someone's doing all these bad things and it seems like they're just getting away with it, they had to come across you because you were going to go to God about it. That's that. So what happens when you don't go to God? Well, that person will keep crossing someone until they come across, you ever hear that term? They came across the wrong person. They came across the wrong person. Most of these people will cross 80 to 100 people before they come across a person of God. What happens when they come across a person of God? The person of God actually does what they're supposed to do and hands it to God. Why didn't God intervene before that? It's because sometimes people have to ask. When God flooded the world, keep in mind there were several people asking God before he actually flooded the world. Hey, the world's falling apart. Everyone's doing crazy stuff and doing crazy things, and there's giants running around. And you know what actually happened? God listened to the people who asked, and he saved the people who asked. So understand that if you're not asking God for justice and retribution, what are you doing? Do you think it's going to happen by itself? It happens because people go to God about it. So if you're a person of God, they came across the wrong person. It's worse, and let's just say their punishment is so severe for breaking the 10 Commandments, breaking whatever they're doing. They don't end up in, let's just say, judgment belongs to God, but a lot of these people, they'll end up in Sheol. They'll end up in the underworld, and they'll be stuck there until Judgment Day. Judgment belongs to God, but when these people do stuff that's severe like that, they don't go where they want to go, and especially depends who the person is. If they're doing stuff repeatedly bad over and over, then they really pay for it. But like I said, what are you supposed to do? Hand stuff over to God. Hand stuff over to God, and just know that when these people try to backstab you and do all these bad things, their protections are already gone. Whatever's going to hit them, or whatever, because sometimes the enemy himself will just hit these people because he wants some kind of reaction, energy, desperation, etc. out of these people. So the enemy, when God hits these people, the enemy sometimes hits these people as well, which people don't even think about. So this person's being hit by God and the devil. they're being hit by both sides. Why is that? It's because when the person is thinking about going to God, and that's not really a godly person, and they're still not on the track of doing right, the devil will move the person closer to him. So they'll get tempted more and do more bad things, and it's a lose-lose situation for them, but it's a win-win situation for you because you get the blessings in the end. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. I taught you guys how to avoid your karma or any kind of bad karma at all, or losing your protections, losing your angels. Do right by God. If you have any questions, ask them in the comment section. I'm putting some new necklaces on the website tonight, which is really cool. It's going to be a surprise, so check out FloridaStoneman.com. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao!